It's a good day for a baseball game. Greetings, everyone. This is Dave Marks. We bring you Ocean League CIF Southern Section Baseball. And this afternoon from Harthon High School, it'll be the host Harthon Cougars taking on the visiting Beverly Hills Normans. Well, welcome to this telecast, everybody, here on Channel 22. This is a game of importance in the Ocean League, for these teams are basically evenly matched as far as records are concerned. Harthon comes in at 3-1, Beverly Hills at 2-2, and so you see how important this ball game is going to be as far as the league standings are concerned. South Torrance and Culver City are both in first place at 4-0, and only 3 teams of the teams in the Ocean League will make the playoffs. So this contest is important, and we're getting set for the top of the first inning. Beverly Hills, the visitors, will be coming up to bat. On the mound this afternoon, Michael Delatorre, as Alan Grove steps in. And Delatorre with his first pitch of the afternoon. It's in there for a call strike. Your plate umpire is Steve Morgan, calling the balls and strikes. And the base umpire will be Lewis Smith. Alan Grove at the plate for Beverly Hills. Comes in hitting .292. And it just misses low and off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll get the defense for you around the horn and in the outfield when we get a chance. 1-1 delivery, and the fans at that one, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Michael Delatorre starting this afternoon, the senior. He is a leading pitcher on the season for Harthon at 3-1. He's ahead here, 1 ball and 2 strikes, and he just misses there, 2-2. Anthony Carroll behind the plate trying to frame it. Here's Grove with the 2-2 pitch coming his way. It's a swinging strikeout. So first man retired via the strikeout for Michael Delatorre. He has been racking up the strikeouts this year. 1 away, and this will bring up Boomer Wells for Beverly Hills. Boomer Wells, you may remember that name if you follow CIF Bay League football, because he is a quarterback for Beverly Hills. And Big Boomer takes a call, strike 1. He is a senior, plays both ways, baseball and football. Right now he is the leading man in terms of number of hits for the Normans. He's had 17 hits on the year and 33 at-bats, batting second in the order. He's their leading RBI man at 17 and hitting a healthy .515 for Boomer Wells. Going to watch that one on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
1-2.
Boomer Wells, starting quarterback for the Beverly Hills Normans. You always have that competitive football team. See if he can handle it here baseball-wise. Delatorre ahead with a 1-2. That's out of play over by the Harthon dugout. Harthon, the home team, occupy the first base dugout. Beverly Hills, the opposite third base dugout. Delatorre's 1-2 coming up. Just misses, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boomer Wells has scored 14 runs on the year, tied for the team league in home runs with 3. That's grounded back towards second. Fielding play made by Jimenez, and there's 2 men away. Jimenez having to move a little bit to his right, but the good defensive play, and there's 2 away. Defensively, while we have a chance for Hawthorne Cougars, Ricky Barba will be at third. Eddie Arciniega is the shortstop. He's the team leader. Jaime Jimenez, who you just saw make that play, is at second. Kevin Boyle's at first. In the outfield, Angel Lopez is in left. Gil De Real in center. Dewan Cato in right. As to the plate, Carl Stober for Beverly Hills. He takes a call, strike 1. Mentioned Dewan Cato in right. Anthony Carroll behind the plate. Michael Delatorre on the mound. Gotten ahead of all 3 batters in his first inning. Swung on and missed as he comes inside, takes a little off. No balls and 2 strikes. Carl Stober, leading hitter for the Beverly Hills Normans. 11 out of 18 for .611 batting average. And he's tied with Boomer Wells for 3 home runs on the team. He's at 12 RBIs, and he's a senior. Comes close to getting on 3 pitches, but no cigar right there. Steve Siegel on deck for Beverly Hills. And it's popped high in the air to the left side. Arciniega going out. Left fielder Lopez coming in, and Lopez will put it away to retire the side. So relatively easy first inning for Michael Delatorre. Beverly Hills goes in order. Through 1/2 inning, Beverly Hills nothing. Harthon coming to bat. We'll come up with that at bat right after this. Well, taking a look at the Harthon Cougar batting order, Eddie Arciniega will be leading it off. Batting second, Angel Lopez. Gil DeReal will be at third base. Rather, will be batting third. Kevin Boyle will be hitting cleanup this afternoon. Ricky Barba will be batting fifth for Harthon. Alex Cabrera will be hitting sixth. He's a designated hitter. Dewan Cato will be batting seventh. Anthony Carroll will be hitting eighth. And Michael Delatorre will be batting ninth. For Beverly Hills, Kerry Heyman will be on the mound, starting pitcher this afternoon. Kerry Heyman gets a start. He's won 2 and lost 3. Has a very bulgy, to say the least, ERA at 7.74. Started 5 games, completed only 2. 21 and 2/3 innings pitched. And not been too strong on the mound thus far, and he's going to be tested today by a Harthon Cougar that's done well as of late, with Eddie Arciniega leading it off. He is one of those hot batters. Takes low for ball 1. Arciniega becoming one of the leaders of the Harthon Cougar team. 14 for 36. 14 base hits is tied for the team lead. He scored 10 runs. Leads the team in doubles at 6 RBIs and tied for the team lead in stolen bases. As you watch us strike one, it's 2-1. So that's 6 stolen bases so far. Batting average wise, .389 is also tied for the team lead. Grounded in the hole and backhand play. Will they have time to get him? Not in time. So a nice backhand play made by Carl Stover, but the arm not the strongest, and it'll be an infield hit for Eddie Arciniega. So Arciniega with his 15th hit on the year. It was deep in the hole, and would have taken a strong throw to get him, but they did have a chance to get him. So Harthon would lead off batter on, and this will bring up Angel Lopez. Angel Lopez hitting second in the order, starting left field today. Throw to first. And Arciniega getting back in. Lopez with a start in left field, showing bunt, pulls the bat back, it's outside. Lopez comes in hitting .333, 11 base hits, 33 times up. He leads the team in runs scored with 11. He's at 5 impressive doubles, 1 RBI, and he's tied with Arciniega for 6 stolen bases. So the top of the Harthon order has been doing the job, as Heyman going to go to first base again. He wants to keep Arciniega close. The defense on the infield for Beverly Hills, Boomer Wells is at third, Carl Stober at short, Alan Grove at second, and Stephen Joseph holding Arciniega on at first. And this pitch is lined to the opposite field. It's going to be in there for a base hit. So good opposite field slap hitting by Angel Lopez. And Harthon's got their first 2 base runners on here with nobody out in the bottom of the first. Well, the last time you saw these Harthon Cougars face our cameras at Channel 22, they played the Inglewood Sentinels right here. And they lost that ball game. It was a 9-run Inglewood outburst in the second inning that did them in. They have not lost a league game since. They are 3-1, and they went and they beat Inglewood at Inglewood's Field the next time they played him. Here's Gil DeReal, the batter, with a nice block there made by Jesse Mock. Jesse Mock starting catcher this afternoon for Beverly Hills. Hooked up with Kerry Heyman, who's off to a tough start here in the bottom half of the first inning. Facing number 3 man in the order, Gil DeReal, who promptly pops it back and out of play. That'll head on out into the street here. Real hitting .452. He was tied for the team lead in base hits with Eddie Arciniega. He had 14 out of 31. Scored 8 runs at 3 doubles, 4 RBIs, and stolen 4 bases. Arciniega, the runner at second, Lopez, the runner at first. And here's a pitch line into center field. It's going to be in for the base hit. Arciniega around third. He's on his way home. Throw will be cut off in the infield. It'll be a base hit and a run batted in, and the Harthon Cougars are leading quickly by a score of 1-0. So Real, wasting no time, just serves it into center field. Runners first and second, still nobody out. And right now, Carey Heyman not really fooling anybody with his delivery, not putting much pepper on the ball. Still nobody out in the bottom of the first. Kevin Boyle, fourth man in the order. He'll be up. He's playing first base this afternoon. Kevin Boyle hitting .280. He watches that one low. Runner Lopez at second, the runner. There's Heyman trying to at least retire a batter. And it's on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kevin Boyle, the batter, we mentioned, hitting .280. He's had 3 doubles, 6 RBIs, scored 6 runs. This one is pulled foul, and it'll go out into the street and out of play. Way off on the left, as you saw in that shot there, was the Harthon Lady Cougars softball field. As they combine quite a few fields here at Harthon. The football field off to our right, softball field and JV baseball field off to our left. And the railroad tracks behind center field, how about that? That's on the outside corner, off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ricky Barba, fifth man in the order, on deck for Harthon. Runners on first and second, still nobody out. Infield looking for 2. That misses inside, so Heyman is 1 pitch away from loading the bases. 2 strikes, nobody out. And we'll see if Jeff Hines, the head coach of Harthon, if he elects to move the runners with nobody out. They're not going. 3-2 swung on, foul tipped, but dropped at the plate. Mock not able to hold on. So Boyle stays alive. The inning started when Eddie Arciniega grounded one in the hole at short. Shortstop Stober not able to throw him out. Lopez slapped one into left field, opposite field. Real with a hard hit, and here's ball 4. So the bags are full. Bags are full of Cougars, and nobody out. Harthon Cougars threatening to walk away with this one very early, unless Beverly Hills is able to calm down. Beverly Hills head coach Vonzie Pasinger, skipper of this team in his 2nd year. Vonzie Pasinger. And Vonzie Pasinger and Jeff Hines go back away. Ricky Barba, the batter. Barba hitting .370, bases loaded, nobody out. Carey Heyman in some trouble. 1 run already in. And that's going to get a few more in, perhaps, if it stays fair, but it's foul. Pulled foul way down the line. Ricky Barba way out in front of that pitch. Carey Heyman, as we mentioned, has not fooled any of the hitters so far. Carey Heyman with a 7.74 ERA. He's given up 30 runs, 24 of them have been earned. 0-1 pitch, that's chopped foul. So he's ahead 0-2. See what he's able to do here with Alex Cabrera on deck for Harthon. Lopez goes back to the bag at third. Lopez, the runner, at third. Real at second. And Kevin Boyle at first. Carey Heyman ahead, 0-2. Trying to get Barba. And it hits the bat. Or does it hit him? No, it hits him. Barba turned around and said, "That hit me," and plate umpire gives him the base. Sounded like it possibly hit the bat, but perhaps it was his arm that hit. Plate umpire agreed. It's a hit batsman, a run batted in. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and Harthon leads 2-0. So Heyman getting it way ahead, 0-2, obviously trying to put one inside, trying to get the inside corner. But instead he hits Ricky Barba. Bases remain loaded for Alex Cabrera. Cabrera, the designated hitter this afternoon, comes in hitting at .313. Watches outside for ball one. Got 5 hits and 16 times at bat. He leads the team in the power categories. He's had 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. He could pick up quite a few of them here if he catches a fat pitch. That one's on the inside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cabrera used for his power. He's a sophomore. He can pitch and play third base. 1-1. And Heyman wants that inside corner. Not able to get it here. 2 balls and 1 strike. See where they'll elect to go. Look like they want to come in again, and they come in and they pop it up on the infield. It should be an infield fly rule. Batter is automatically out, but runners can advance, and they will not. Runners can advance on the infield fly, and Gil DeReal is thrown out, second to home. So it becomes a double play. When the bases are loaded with less than 2 outs, ball is popped up in the infield. Batter is automatically out. Home plate umpire called it right away, Steve Morgan. Now Jeff Hines is obviously wanting to know, did he call it right away? I don't know if we can read lips there. From our vantage point, it looked like he did call it. And of course, the batter is automatically out. But the base runners can advance at their own risk. The question would be, though, do they have to wait until the ball is caught? That would be the whole question. So the other 2 base runners behind DeReal move up. It does become, in fact, a double play. Runners move up to second and third. Boyle at third, Barber at second. And Dewan Cato will be the batter. So right now, Kerry Heyman has avoided much bigger trouble. And Harthon may have run themselves out of a bigger inning as Dewan Cato takes strike 1. Dewan Cato playing right field. And he's going to pop this one up to the right side on the infield. And Grove, who was involved in 2 of the 3 outs, actually all 3 of the outs, he got an assist on the second out. That'll retire the side. So it looked like it was going to be thunderous, but Harthon will settle for 2 runs. Beverly Hills gets out of bigger damage at the end of 1 inning. Harthon 2, Beverly Hills nothing. Back in a moment. Top of the second inning, Steve Siegel will lead it off for Beverly Hills. Steve Siegel hitting .286 right now. And he watches strike 1 on the outside corner. Harthon looked like they were going to blow things open in the bottom half of that inning, but infield fly rule and a batter gun down at the plate, and then a pop-up gets him out of it momentarily. So, you know, they got to breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief. Kerry Heyman getting out of a big jam there. Only 2 runs being scored, but all things considered, could have been a lot worse. Count is 0-2 to Siegel. Delatorre's 0-2 pitch. All the way to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Steve Siegel hitting .286. 10 hits and 35 at bats. 8 RBIs for Steve Siegel. That's line foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Peter Z is the on-deck batter for Beverly Hills. Steve Siegel has a 4.0 grade point average. And like Boomer Wells, he plays football and baseball. 1-2 pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the football team, he's a 2-way player. He plays tight end and linebacker. And he's a junior. He prefers baseball, and when he lines it like that, you can see why. Looks like he's going to get extra bases as that ball is hit toward the gap. And he'll pull in with a stand-up double. Steve Siegel with a good piece of hitting. He's down 2 strikes, took it to the opposite field. Michael Delatorre has surrendered his first base runner and first base hit. And so, a ball game, momentum-wise, that can turn on one play. Beverly Hills Norman's right in it. Could have been blown out in that first inning. They've got life here. Peter Z will be the batter. Peter Z hitting .462, 5th in the order. Watches outside. Peter Z is 6 for 13. He scored 6 runs on the year. 1 RBI. And he'd want to move the runner over. Hasn't thinking that way, hitting behind it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Peter Z is senior. He can also pitch, depending on who Beverly Hills is playing against. Solid defensive player. A good arm out in the outfield. Peter Z comes from Japan. 2-1. And Coach Fonzie Paisinger says that doesn't speak English that strongly, but he is going to be going to college in Japan after he graduates Beverly Hills High. Siegel, the runner at second, he doubled to right center field. Here's the 2-1. That's grounded toward third. Make the play to first, and that's 1 away. So Ricky Barber with a play and crossing over. Good base running Steve Siegel. So Steve Siegel seeing the ball hit in front of him. Play in front of him as Barber had to come in and play the little bounce. Barber couldn't worry so much about the base runner, had to get the sure out at first. And Siegel crosses over where he can score without the benefit of a base hit, as Adam Peterson will be the batter. Peterson hitting .308 coming into today's ball game. He's a senior. And he is DHing as he watches strike 1 from Michael Delatorre. Peterson has good power. He's a senior who is planning to go to University of San Diego. And he wants to play baseball at UC San Diego. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. And I kind of miss my friend, the lady scorekeeper here in the booth today. Wonder where she is. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'll check that back to the bench. Should I see why we miss her? We miss her because she's not keeping the electronic scoreboard. See, if she were here, we would have had that. That's strike 3. Adam Peterson, second strikeout victim on the afternoon for Michael Delatorre. Michael Delatorre now with 24 strikeouts on the year. And he'll face Adam Levin. Levin hitting .292. On that outside corner on the black, no balls and 1 strike. Steve Siegel led the inning off with a double. Reached third on a ground out by Peter Z. Adam Peterson goes swinging, and now Adam Levin trying to pick him up with a base hit. But he's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Adam Levin has good speed, good defensive player. 7 out of 24 on the year, not been having a scintillating year at the bat, all things considered. We'll watch that one outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stephen Joseph is on deck for Beverly Hills. On this nice afternoon, not too windy this afternoon. 1-2. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I would talk about the bottom half of this inning with bases loaded. Infield pop-up, Alex Cabrera. Infield fly rule was called. Gil DeReal tried to score when the ball was dropped. He was tagged out at the plate. The other 2 runners moved up. And then Dewan Cato popped up to second, ending what could have been a monstrous inning for Harthon. They got 2 runs in anyway, but certainly Michael Delatorre glad to be off of that hook. Count is 2-2, runner on third. Gets him looking. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 2 in a row, third in the game. They leave a runner at third in the middle of the second. Harthon 2, Beverly Hills nothing. Back with the bottom of the second in a moment. Anthony Carroll will lead things off. Batters 8, 9, and 1 scheduled up for Harthon in the bottom of the second. He got 2 in the bottom of the first. And Anthony Carroll starting behind the plate today. He was tied for the team lead in average with Eddie Arciniega, but somewhat deceptive because he's only 7 for 18. Arciniega was 14 for 36. So 7 for 18 for Carroll as he watches outside. He's got 2 doubles, 4 RBIs, and he's a junior. Facing Heyman, he gets it on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael Delatorre, the pitcher, batting 9th in the order, would be up next. 1-1 for Heyman, popped up to the right side, and it's going to be out of play. Got at least one Major League scout here this afternoon, and you see him on the left of your screen right there. He's from the Chicago White Sox, Tommy Butler. He's a man with the sunglasses and the casual shirt. Appropriate shot as you look at Anthony Carroll. And it's back toward the box. Does it have eyes? It has eyes for center field. So Anthony Carroll has got his 8th hit on the year. He's now 8 for 19. So he, in effect, will lead the team in average, but it will be a little deceptive because he hasn't been up as many times as Eddie Arciniega. But he's the leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the second, and Michael Delatorre is the batter. Michael Delatorre starting on the mound this afternoon. 3-1 pitching-wise, 444 batting-wise. He is 8 for 18 with the bat. He's had 2 doubles, scored 8 runs, 3 RBIs, 5 stolen bases as he watches inside for ball 1. Carroll, the runner on at first, has not had a stolen base this year, and they're going to hold him on. Harthon Cougars, pretty quick team on the bases. And we'll have to see here in the second inning if Carey Heyman can keep his fortunes good, as he really did get out of the bottom half of that first inning with only 2 runs being scored. Chase him back. Anthony Carroll, the runner. Come to the plate, and it's low. Carey Heyman has had to work from the stretch for most of the ball game. Got that little quick delivery. And it's sliced toward right center field. It's going to drop in front of the right fielder for a base hit. So base hit for Michael Delatorre. Got his 9th hit on the year. He's now 9 for 19. And this will bring up Eddie Arciniega. Arciniega had a base hit and scored a run his first time up. Now 15 hits to lead the team, 15 for 37. He's hitting .405. That run scored was his 11. Eddie Arciniega, spark plug that makes this Harthon Cougar team go. Been off all year. Beverly Hills infield going to play up at first, expecting a possible bunt. Wasn't showing bunt right there as he watches inside for ball 1. And it's in there for a call strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 pitch. Nice block made by Mock. Jesse Mock with a block. 2 balls and 1 strike. Eddie Arciniega up 1 time. Had the base hit and scored the run. 2 balls, 1 strike. Carroll, the runner at second. Delatorre, the runner at first. And it's outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. So in that interesting first inning, Carey Heyman walked a batter and he hit a batter. And we mentioned he got out of trouble on a double play on an infield fly rule. One pitch away from loading the bases again, and he does. So Eddie Arciniega gets the base on balls. And another walk on the year for him, on base for the second time. They're loaded up, and here comes the pitching coach on his way to the mound. Steve Belkin is a pitching coach for Beverly Hills on the mound, talking it over. Belkin's been on the team for 5 years. So Beverly Hills in trouble again here in the bottom half of this second. Alex make that Angel Lopez up for the second time. Lopez was up one time, had a base hit and scored a run. Now hitting .408, 12 for 34 on the year. Got the bases full, smacked one into left field his last time up. He takes strike one. Infield is up at third and first. 1 ball and 1 strike. Angel Lopez, a sophomore. He can also pitch. Getting the start in the outfield and left today. 1-1. That's grounded towards second. They're going to go to second to get one there. On to first. It'll not be in time there. A run will score. And it's 3-0 in favor of Harthon. So Lopez reaches on the fielder's choice. He'll get an RBI. Anthony Carroll comes in to score. Arciniega erased. He becomes the first out. And Michael Delatorre will be the runner at third with Gil DeReal, the batter, at the plate. DeReal was up one time at a base hit and an RBI. And they could get 2 here. They go to short for 1, on to first, and it's a double play. So although a run does score, you would have to say for the second inning in a row, the Beverly Hills Normans get out of big trouble on a big double play. A 1-6-3 double play to retire the side, 1 run. Nobody left on at the end of 2. Harthon 3, Beverly Hills nothing. Back to the third right after this. Well, Beverly Hills has been scored on in both innings, but they have dodged big trouble to basically stay in the ball game. Double plays helping them out in both innings. Batters 8, 9, and 1. The lean part of the order to face Michael Delatorre with Stephen Joseph to lead it off. He watches strike 1. Stephen Joseph hitting 174 coming in, and not in the ball game for his bat. 4 for 23 on the year. And that's at the knees, 0-2. Jesse Mock, 9th man in the order, on deck for the Beverly Hills Normans. Delatorre with the 0-2. Right back to him, and he'll record the easy out. So 1 man away. Stephen Joseph retired. Jesse Mock will be the batter. Michael Delatorre through 2 1/3, giving him no runs, 1 hit. Struck out 3 so far. Jesse Mock, 9th man in the order, hitting 200. Comes in 5 for 25 on the season. And the first pitch to the starting catcher for Beverly Hills is way outside. Jesse Mock has scored 4 runs. He's not had an extra base hit. Mock has walked 3 times. His on-base average is 286. Batting average 200. Not known for his bat. He's ahead here 3-0, so he does have a good eye. Man who calls the game for his pitchers. Able to read Michael Delatorre, not helping him out right here. He can get on base from that 9th position. And he won't do it the easy way. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. If you're a Harthon fan, you're saying make him swing that bat. He's taken 4. Will he make Delatorre throw him another strike? They'll try to cut, but it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. Struck him out. So he gets him swinging after going 3-0 on him. 4th strikeout on the afternoon for Michael Delatorre. On the year, that's 26 strikeouts. Back to the top of the order for Alan Grove. Alan Grove is 0 for 1. Now 7 for 25 on the year. Hitting .280 as he watches strike 1. He was a strikeout victim in the top of the 1st inning. Alan Grove has a 3.0 GPA. He's a good leadoff hitter. Plays solid defense. He's been involved in quite a few games defensively in this ball game. One for Delatorre. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the foul tip.
1-2.
See some of the crowd sitting in the little bleachers behind the fence here. Gentleman with the Cleveland Indians hat taking some pictures. My question is, where is Cleveland? It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now, someone in our truck said it's in the state of Ohio. Now, since we are on the high school grounds, I imagine they do teach geography in high school, and someone in the geography department at Harthon may be able to locate Cleveland and the state of Ohio for that matter. Just misses 3 balls and 2 strikes. I heard something about they play baseball in a big stadium with a lot of columns that seats 85,000 people, and maybe 5,000 show up. Oh no, they tore that down. That's right. He gets him swinging here as they foul tips and holds on to this. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, 5 in the game for Delatorre. Finishes a strong inning. And in the middle of the 3rd, 3-0 in favor of Hawthorne. We'll be back to talk about Cleveland right after this. Well, to the bottom half of the 3rd we go. 3-0 in favor of Harthon. They got 2 in the 1st and 1 in the bottom of the 2nd. And you would have to say, from the Beverly Hills point of view, they are lucky to be trailing only 3-0, as that one is lined into left field by Kevin Boyle, and he's got a base hit. So Kevin Boyle hitting 4th in the order. He walked his first time up. Kevin Boyle now 8 for 26 on the year. Having a good year is Kevin Boyle. As we were mentioning, Harthon got 2 in the bottom of the 1st, 1 in the bottom of the 2nd. Beverly Hills dodging big innings. Ricky Barber, the batter, he was hit by a pitch his first time up. He takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Ricky Barber hitting .370. And he got an RBI when he was hit by that pitch as the bases were loaded. And as you can see, he kind of crowds the inside part of that plate. One of the reasons why he got hit. An RBI for Barber is the 7th. Boyle, the runner at first, nobody out. This one is grounded toward 3rd. They're going to get 1 there, and they will get 2. Another double play. That's 3 double plays in 3 innings. This one goes around the horn. So Beverly Hills helping themselves out with some timely double plays being turned. Hawthorne's had the leadoff batter on in every inning. And unless Alex Cabrera is able to pop one here, and he does lead the team in home runs, they will not score in this 3rd inning. Holds up on that pitch. Cabrera was the man who hit the ball up in the infield, popped up on the infield. The infield fly rule was called. And he's going to line this one for a base hit. So a clean single to the opposite field. Hit number 6 on the year for Alex Cabrera. He's now 6 for 18. It's a 2-out base hit. So you see how important that double play was that they turned. 2 outs. Juan Cato will be the batter. Juan Cato was up 1 time, and he hit an infield pop. That's low for ball 1. Jesse Mock has been tested behind that plate this afternoon for Beverly Hills. Herrera the runner at first. Outside again, nice block made once again by Jesse Mock. Gary Heyman, his pitcher's got him going all over the place. Juan Cato at the plate. Last time we did a Harthon game, we saw he's a good defensive player, got a good arm in right field. Here's a 2-0, runner not going. And a misses ball 3, 3 balls and no strikes. So Gary Heyman having to struggle every inning. And a leadoff base runner here, erased on a double play, 5-4-3. Then gives up a base hit. Now goes 3-0 to Juan Cato with 2 out. And they walk him on 4 pitches. So first and second, Anthony Carroll will be the batter. Anthony Carroll had a base hit and scored a run his first time up. Anthony Carroll now hitting .421, 8 for 19. Which he's not had enough plate appearances to qualify for the team lead in hitting, obviously. And that's 5 in a row out of the strike zone. Cabrera, the runner at second, he had a 2-out base hit. And Heyman's next pitch is fouled off, 1 ball and 1 strike. Anthony Carroll starting behind the plate today for Hawthorne. He's a junior. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. And it's popped up. Hitting the center field. Steve Siegel should put it away. So they'll get out of trouble again, as this time they get a leadoff base runner that's erased on a double play, then a base hit and a walk with 2 outs, but they don't score. And at the end of 3, 3-0 in favor of Hawthorne. Back with the 4th after this. Well, a while ago, as we were in Hawthorne, California, we were talking about, of all places, the city of Cleveland. And I was saying something about 85,000 people showing up in a mausoleum of a ballpark with columns, and actually 85,000 seats in it and only 5,000 showing up, as Boomer Wells leads off here in the 4th inning for Beverly Hills. Wells watches outside. Well, of course, you know, I was saying that somewhat jokingly, as they now have the Jacobs Field in Cleveland, which attracts quite a few more people. Of course, the Cleveland ball team somewhat more competitive than in the days of Buddy Bell and Joe Charbonneau. 2 balls and 1 strike. Beverly Hills Normans here down 3-0 to Harthon. Boomer Wells grounded to second his first time up. Boomer's now hitting .500, 17 for 34. And that one's on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Michael Delatorre moving the ball around. Not overpowering stuff. At good location. As Wells stays alive. Boomer Wells leads Beverly Hills in home runs with 3. And we mentioned he plays starting quarterback on the Normans football team. He hasn't decided when he gets to college if he's going to play football or baseball. Has yet to make up his mind. And he hits one towards second. Jimenez should have the play. And there's one away. Jaime Jimenez. He's being DH'd for this afternoon, but they've got him in there for his defensive skills. Wells retired. He's going to bring up Carl Stober. Carl Stober went up one time and he flied out. Now hitting .579. He's also, like Boomer Wells, got 3 home runs. Watch his strike 1 here. That's outside, 1-1. They want to check it first. Anthony Carroll pointing down at first toward the field umpire, Lewis Smith. Smith not moving his arms. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Carl Stober. And this one's hit foul out of play to the right side. Carl Stober has a good glove. And at 579, leads Beverly Hills in hitting right now. Came into the game hitting .611. He either wants to go to Loyola Marymount University or San Diego State and play baseball. Hasn't made up his mind as it gets him swinging. Good breaking pitch there by Delatorre. 6 strikeouts now for Michael Delatorre. Runs his season total up to 28. 2 men away for Steve Siegel. Siegel was up one time and he had a hard double to the opposite field, but was not able to score. Steve Siegel now hitting .297. 1 ball and 1 strike. Siegel has not been hitting for relatively high average, but he has been hitting for power. That's why they have him in the number 4 spot. And although he's a junior, this is only his first year playing in the outfield. He's been making some adjustments. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. He has that 4.0 grade point average. And he does play baseball and football. 2-way player, linebacker, and tight end on the football team. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Steve Siegel. Steve Siegel with 8 RBIs. And a nice play made by Delatorre. And a good throw. Beverly Hills goes in order. 3 up, 3 down, middle of the 4th. Harthon 3, Beverly Hills nothing. We'll be back in a moment. Michael Delatorre will lead it off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We're in the bottom of the 4th. 3-0 in favor of the Harthon Cougars. Michael Delatorre was up one time and had a base hit. Delatorre now 9 for 19 on the season. And that's towards second. Nice play made by Grove. Grove into the glove of Joseph. And there's one away. So Harthon's pitcher is retired. And back to the top of the order for Eddie Arciniega. Arciniega has been on base twice. Had a base hit, scored a run, and also walked his last time up. Arciniega hitting .405. Leads the team with 15 hits. That's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Gary Heyman had 2 runs scored in the bottom of the 1st, 1 in the bottom of the 2nd. Nobody scored in the 3rd inning. He's had a double play in all 3 innings. He helped start one in the 2nd. An infield fly double play in the 1st inning, which is a big one.
31.
And an around the horn double play. As the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike to Eddie Arciniega. Arciniega, sophomore. And wait a minute, says plate umpire. Count is out full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Steve Morgan is the plate umpire. Gary Heyman. Can he get Arciniega? Well, it's grounded to short. Stober gonna kick it. Now here's the throw. It's in time. On the nice play made by Stephen Joseph. Well, Stober stayed with it. Joseph made a nice reach to get it, save him an error. And there's 2 away. So far, the infield up the middle for the Hawthorne Cougars is solid. This brings up Angel Lopez. Lopez 1 for 2, a single, and he had an RBI. Tries to bunt. I don't think they're going to get him. Well, they do get him. Well, good hustle by Kerry Heyman. Heyman retiring Lopez. It was a good bunt, but Heyman elected to pick it up and not let it roll, and he gets it just in time. And for the first time in the afternoon, Beverly Hills retires the side in order. Nothing in favor of Harthon. We'll come back with more baseball right after this. For Beverly Hills, Peter Z leading it off for Beverly Hills in the fifth. He's 0 for 1. That's on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Z hitting .429 right now. And Z, the senior, comes from Japan, speaks fluent Japanese. His English is getting a little better. And when he graduates Beverly Hills High, he is going to go back to Japan to go to college. And Beverly Hills coach Vonzie Paisinger uses Z against certain type of pitchers, electing to start him today against Michael Delatorre. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Through innings, Michael Delatorre has allowed no runs and just 1 base hit, 1 double. Struck out 6 on the afternoon. Two to Peter Z. Strikeout number 7. Gets Peter Z swinging. And 1 away. Adam Peterson will be the batter. Peterson, designated hitter. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. Average now dipping below 300, hitting .296. He's a senior with good power. And he's going to be going to UC San Diego to play baseball. It's outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Mentioned somewhere during the ball game that the 2 head coaches, Jeff Hines for Harthon and Vonzie Paisinger for Beverly Hills, have a history that goes back quite a few years. That one's grounded toward short. Arciniega with the field. And the throw is just in time. Room service. 2 away. Michael Delatorre making it look easy. Adam Levin will be the batter. Arciniega with a nice fielding play there. He's good with the bat. Been solid with the glove. Providing leadership for the team as you look at Adam Levin. Levin got caught looking his first time up. He looks at strike 1 here. Adam Levin hitting .280. He's a junior. Jeff Hines and Vonzie Paisinger go back a few years. We'll get to that story in the next inning as the side's going to go in order. Delatorre making the nice throw. And an easy inning for Michael Delatorre. In the middle of the 5th, he continues to lead by a score of 3-0. Back with the bottom of the 5th after this. Harthon Cougars trying to add to their lead here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Facing Kerry Heyman. Gil DeReal will lead it off. DeReal is 1 for 2 on the afternoon, had a base hit and an RBI. And also rounded into a double play. That was started by the opposing pitcher. This one's hit high in the air toward right center field. Siegel will put it into the glove for the first out. So DeReal retired for the 2nd time on the afternoon. 1 away. Kevin Boyle is going to be the batter for Harthon. Kevin Boyle is 1 for 1. Had a base hit and a walk. Gets him way out in front. No balls and 1 strike. Kevin Boyle with a lot of power playing first base. Boyle hitting .308. No balls and 2 strikes.
0-2.
Kerry Heyman looking for his second easy inning in a row after starting the game off rather shaky. Just misses, retiring him here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, 2-run score on him in the first inning. Bases were loaded. He was helped out by a double play. 1 run in the second. He was helped out by a double play. Had a double play in the third. After he got a leadoff batter on and forced a double play, got the next 2 on, and then got a pop up and got him in order in the fourth. Count is 2-2 here to Kevin Boyle. Just misses, so after going ahead 0-2, he's now behind 3 balls and 2 strikes. We've had errorless baseball for both teams this afternoon. 3-2 pitch, grounded to third. And there's the good hop to Boomer Wells. Boomer throws him out. Nice hop there for Wells. Somewhat in between, but played it properly. 2 away, Ricky Barba will be the batter. Barba has been up 2 times, hit by a pitch and had an RBI, and trying to do a double play his second time up. He watches strike 1 on the outside corner. Ricky Barba with that RBI, now 7 on the year. That's popped up. Short right field. Alan Grove going out. And they go in order again. He's retired 7 in a row now. Has Kerry Heyman settling down quite a bit. And at the end of 5, Harthon 3, Beverly Hills nothing. Well, the bottom part of the order scheduled up here for Beverly Hills. Part of the order that has not been producing. And Stephen Joseph will be leading it off. He grounded out his first time up. Now on the interstate, hitting 167. I-67 they call it. Facing Michael Delatorre. He's had a strong ball game. That's in there for a call strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael Delatorre through 5 innings, allowed no runs, 1 hit. Struck out 7. On that outside corner again, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Spin location for Michael Delatorre. Stephen Joseph, when he does connect, is a slap hitter. Will tend to go to the opposite field, but he's going to go to the opposite dugout. That's going to be strikeout number 8. Stephen Joseph caught looking. So Stephen Joseph retired. And the 9th man in the order, Jesse Mock, will be the batter. Jesse Mock was up 1 time, and he was also a strikeout victim. On the interstate, hitting 192. That's in there for strike 1. Jesse Mock good defensively, as you saw him in the field. He blocks those balls very well, but not known for his bat. Batting 9th in the order. Watches that one outside, 1-1. One ball and 2 strikes. And here's a 1-2 delivery. And that's 2 in a row, caught looking. 9 strikeouts on the afternoon for Michael Delatorre. Delatorre has retired 14 in a row since giving up that double to Steve Siegel. He'll face Alan Grove right here. And Grove has struck out 2 times. He takes strike 1. Grove hitting 269 at the moment. 7 for 26. Lays off that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. You know, sometimes you get that umpire kind of gets to feel the rhythm too. You hear the umpire say, no, that one's outside. 1-1 pitch. Little inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to get Grove off that plate. It's only a 3-0 ball game. Things could have been a lot worse. But the way Michael Delatorre is pitching right now, those 3 runs look like they could stand. 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Michael Delatorre 1 pitch away from striking out the side. 10 strikeouts for Michael Delatorre. Gets him swinging. So Michael Delatorre strikes out the side, getting a fine hand from the Harthon crowd. We are in the middle of the 6th inning here. Beverly Hills goes down in order. In the middle of 6, it's Harthon 3, Beverly Hills nothing. Oh, Michael Delatorre for Harthon is writing a story. He's retired 15 batters in a row since giving up a double to Steve Seagal in the 2nd inning. He struck out 10, so he's in double figures with strikeouts. And he struck out the side in the 6th inning, and here in the bottom of the 6th, Alex Cabrera will lead it off. Cabrera 1 for 2, had a base hit his last time up. Now hitting .333. Cabrera, the power hitter. Got a lot of power. 2 home runs, which leads the team, 8 RBIs. Bound opponent Kerry Heyman not pitching a bad ball game. He's gotten out of big jams as he gets the pop up here. Third baseman looking for it in the sun, and Boomer Wells will put it away. That ball way up there. He's got a bright blue sky, so saw him try to shield that sun out. And Cabrera retired. So this brings up Dewan Cato. Cato 0 for 1 on a walk on the afternoon. That one's lined in left field. He's got a base hit going toward the line. Cato rounds first, going to be on his way to second. And Cato going to pull up with a well-hit double down that left field line. And after Kerry Heyman had retired 8 in a row, he surrenders the double. That's the first hit he's given up since Cabrera had a single in the 3rd inning. I mentioned he worked out of trouble, gave up 2 runs in the first, but helped out by an infield fly double play. Gave up 1 run in the 2nd with the bases loaded. Got out of it by a double play that he started 1-6-3. Got a man on in the 3rd and got helped out by a double play. And from that point, he retired him in the 4th and the 5th. Got the first batter here in the 6th, but now Dewan Cato doubles, and Anthony Carroll is the batter. Carroll fouls the first pitch off, 0-1. Anthony Carroll hitting .400 at the moment. Scored a run. Trying to pick up Cato out there at second base with 1 out. Over the helmet. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, we had the opportunity to tell you a little bit about the relationship between Bonzi Pasinger, the Beverly Hills coach, and Jeff Hines. They both played in the Ocean League during their high school days. Bonzi Pasinger played at Beverly Hills High. That one's grounded over the bag. It's a fair ball. They'll have to make the play, and he's not going to be able to make it. So that's a fair ball. Tough play, but I'd have to give him an error right there. Play that could have been made, and an error will be charged to Boomer Wells. So Dewan Cato will stay at second. And we mentioned the defense of Beverly Hills, 3 double plays helping them out. Right now, pitcher Kerry Heyman in a little bit of trouble because of his defense, and he'll face his mound opponent Michael Delatorre, who's gone 1 for 2 today with the bat. Trying to help his cause right here. Michael Delatorre, now 9 for 20 on the year with a bat. It's good for 450. That's outside for 2 balls and no strikes. Bottom of the 6th inning with 1 out. Dewan Cato hit a double down the left field line. Anthony Carroll hit that ball down the third baseline. It was not fielded by Wells. Knocked it into foul territory. Charged with an error, first and second. And it's on the outside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike. Vonzie Pasinger and Jeff Hines. Jeff Hines went to Culver City High School. And they both, of course, faced each other in the league. All 3 balls and 1 strike. So Culver City and Beverly Hills were the 2 coaches, and they wound up playing on the same team with each other when they went to Westlake Community College. So they did play on the same team with each other. Runners go here on the 3-1. This ball is popped up in a short center field. Center fielder Siegel coming on. He'll make the catch as the runners will have to retreat back to their bases. So they sent the runners on 3-1. Delatorre pops it up. 2 men away. Go back to the top of the order. Eddie Arciniega will be the batter. Arciniega up for the 4th time. He's 1 for 2, scored a run. Scored his 11th run on the year and had a walk. Heyman trying to get out of trouble again. He gets the first one over for a call strike. Eddie Arciniega now hitting .395 on the year. That one's fouled off to the right side. 0-2. Arciniega came in hitting .389 and with 1 base hit right at .395. And once again getting to Vonzie Pasinger and Coach Hines. They finished their play at different colleges. Throw down to second. It's going to go into center field. But base runner will not be able to advance. Juan Cato got up, didn't know that the ball was thrown over his head. So Jesse Mock, who's had a fine day behind the plate, he saved an error. Trying to get Cato leaning too far. He got a good throw, might have had him there. Once again, if we can finally finish the story about Coach Jeff Hines and Vonzie Pasinger. Jeff Hines went to college at Cal State Dominguez, finished up his college after they both left Westlake Community College, and Vonzie Pasinger went to Cal State Northridge. So they do have a history of playing against each other and playing on the same team, and they know each other fairly well. And he's hit by the pitch. Eddie Arciniega hit by the pitch. And Carrie Heyman was ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one simply got away. That's the 2nd hit batsman on the afternoon. The bases will be loaded. And pitching coach Steve Belkin on his way to the mound. And we may get a change right here. May get a pitching change. Carrie Heyman has pitched a good game. Mentioned he has dodged big trouble quite a few times in this ball game and going to have to do it right here. As he will stay in the ball game, he'll have to get out of another 2-out bases loaded jam. His team is only down by 3 runs, but with the way Michael Delatorre has been pitching, those 3 could be insurmountable. Angel Lopez is the batter. Angel Lopez has had 1 base hit this afternoon to the opposite field. Watches this one outside. Lopez hitting .333 right now. Got a base hit and a run batted in. The RBI was his 2nd as they throw to first, and he's back in. Well, with the bases loaded, you don't figure. Well, I mean, where is the base runner going? Eddie Arciniega, yes, he does steal bases, but you're not even going to hold him on here with a left-hand batter up. Although he can hit to the opposite field, this one's inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Bags are full of Hawthorne Cougars. And a base hit right about here could pretty much make it official. That's in there for a call strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. In the 7th inning, Beverly Hills will have batters 2, 3, and 4. Part of their order up: Boomer Wells, Carl Stober, and Steve Siegel. Some big batters. They'd like to be trailing only 3-0. That's a little bloop into center field. It should retire the. Oh! It's dropped in center field by Steve Siegel. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. Runners at second and third. The second big error in the inning. And it's going to be 5-0. Well, the side was ready to be retired, but instead 2 big runs are going to score. Angel Lopez on with a 2-base error. Eddie Arciniega on at third, and it's a lonely place, nowhere to hide right now for Steve Siegel. Gil DeReal will be the batter. It's now 5-0 Harthon. DeReal watches strike 1. 2 errors in this inning. That last one very costly. DeReal 1 for 3 with an RBI on the afternoon. RBI for DeReal is 5th on the year. That's hit in the air toward the right side. Adam Levin calls, and Levin will retire the side. But not before 2 runs come across. They will both be unearned. 2 errors, 1 hit, 2 left. At the end of 6, it is Harthon 5, Beverly Hills nothing. Well, tough break for Beverly Hills in the top of the inning. Looked like they were going to get out of a bases loaded jam with 2 outs, but big error made in center field. They're now down 5-0, and 3 runs were going to be enough for Michael Delatorre, the way he's pitching. But now those runs look almost insurmountable as Boomer Wells will lead it off. He's 0 for 2 on the afternoon, hitting .486, but he's going to line this one in the right field, and he's going to have extra bases. This one will roll all the way back to the ball. Ball chased down by Dewan Cato, and Boomer Wells will be in at second with a leadoff double. So Michael Delatorre had retired 15 in a row. Last base hit that he gave up was a double to Steve Siegel. And Boomer Wells starting things off. So how big do those 2 extra runs look right about now? It's 2 unearned runs as Jeff Hines comes out to the mound. It's been a big afternoon for Michael Delatorre. Through 6 innings, no runs on 2 hits. That only the second hit. He struck out 10. He had retired 15 in a row and had really been gunning them down. Struck out the side in the 6th inning. And you have to wonder if he's tiring a little bit. Nobody up in the Harthon bullpen, so he's going to stay in. Nobody even stirring around for Harthon down in their bullpen. Carl Stober will be the batter. Stober is 0 for 2. Now hitting .550 on the year. Delatorre will work from the stretch. That's outside, block made. Now they're going to have the runner caught between the bases, and he is going to be safe as the ball is dropped at second base. Carroll threw it through. Jimenez not able to put the tag down. And last thing Beverly Hills would want to do is, when they know that they need a big inning, lose that leadoff man out there at first, or rather at second base. They need some base runners, and they need to bunch a couple of things together. Tries to hold up, but goes too far. It's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. Carl Stober 0 for 2, struck out his last time up. Leads the team in RBI, so 12. And he may have another. That's right back through the middle into center field. And of course they're not, well, they're not going to send the runner. They're going to keep him at third base. The probably would not have thrown home because in Harthon's situation, they want to avoid the big inning, so they would have probably thrown into the cutoff man to keep the batter Wells on at first base. But nevertheless, it's going to be runners on first and third, nobody out. And Beverly Hills, they wait until late, but they have their best threat going of the afternoon. And I will say it once again, how big are those 2 unearned runs right about now? And here is the man that was responsible for those 2 unearned runs, basically Steve Siegel, who drops that third out in center field. Has a chance of redemption right here as he looks at strike 1. Steve Siegel been 0 for, make that 1 for 2. He had the only base hit until the 7th inning. And he watches strike 2, ball strike 2. Siegel hitting .297. Harthon will give up the run at home if they can get at least a force at second. If they could get a double play, they'd like that even better. Delatorre going to whirl around. That play rarely gets anybody. Boomer Wells, the runner at third. Carroll Stober, the runner at first. Both reached base with clean hits. It swung on and foul tipped and held on to, and he struck him out. So Steve Siegel becomes the 11th strikeout on the afternoon for Michael Delatorre. 11 Ks. Now got 33 on the year. And Peter Z will be the batter. Peter Z hits one in the air to deep left field, going way back, and it's going to be caught at the wall. The ball is caught at the wall by Angel Lopez. A run will score. It'll be a sacrifice fly and a run batted in as Peter Z gave that one a charge. So there goes the shutout. 2 men away. Boomer Wells comes in to score. Runner will hold at first. Peter Z retired. Peter Z, that's his second RBI on the year, and Adam Peterson will be the batter. Adam Peterson 0 for 2. Peterson hits one in the air to the right side. That'll go out of play. Peterson hitting .286 at the moment. Represents the last hope. Runner there on first base, Carroll Stober. 2 men away. And it's outside. Beverly Hills bench on the third base side, trying to exhort their team to stay in it. Peterson would have been the tying run at the plate if it were not for that error in the inning. That ball knocked down by Delatorre. He'll not be able to make the play. All hands are safe, and that'll be an infield hit. Well, Michael Delatorre knocks it down. See, he's disgusted he couldn't come up with it cleanly. The runners on first and second. The ball game stays alive for Beverly Hills, and Adam Levin will be the batter. Levin is 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Levin hitting .269 at the moment. And we're going to get a pinch runner for Beverly Hills. Dustin Perlberg will be the pinch runner. Perlberg will be running for Adam Peterson. He's a senior. So looking for a little better base running. And we mentioned the big error, which allowed 2 unearned runs to score in the bottom of the 6th for Hawthorne. This would be the potential go-ahead run at the plate if it were not for that error. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael Delatorre with 11 strikeouts. He's allowed 4 hits and 1 run. Run is earned. Here's the 1-1 pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes, so he is 1 strike away from ending the ball game and making Harthon's record 4-1 in the league in this all-important game Beverly Hills would drop to 2-3. And there are only 3 teams that are going to make the playoffs in the Ocean League. Culver City and South Torrance will probably be in. And Harthon is making their bid to get there as he strikes him out to end the ball game. And that's 12 strikeouts on the afternoon for Michael Delatorre. He pitches a strong ball game. 12 strikeouts. And Harthon wins it by a final of 5-1. So Michael Delatorre giving up only 4 hits. He had retired 15 in a row. He had 1 inning where he struck out the side, finishes with 12 Ks, 34 on the year for Delatorre. He's now got his 4th win on the year. ZRA came into the ball game 3.50. That'll go up a little bit because a run was earned. His mound opponent, Kerry Heyman, drops to 2-4. He pitched an interesting ball game. He got into a couple of jams and was able to get out of it. Almost got out of a jam in the 6th inning and gave up a big 2 unearned runs. Center fielder Steve Siegel hurting him with a ball that should have been caught in center field. And then, of course, the play made at third base. Tough play, but a play that could have been made. So in this all-important game, that will decide which team might get into the 3rd playoff spot, as they will take 3 teams from the Ocean League. Culver City will probably be in. South Torrance will probably be in. And right now, with Harthon with a record of 4-1 and Beverly Hills at 2-3, season right at about the halfway mark. Harthon must continue to win and play good baseball, but they are showing signs that they could possibly be that 3rd team to get into the Ocean League. As you see, the 2 players, Vonzie Pasinger on the left, Jeff Hines on the right, looking at the 2 assistant coaches. We mentioned those men, Vonzie Pasinger and Jeff Hines, go back a number of years, played against each other in the Ocean League, played at Westlake High together, and they'll see themselves one more time when these 2 teams play at Beverly Hills. They know each other going back a few years. Well, our next telecast here on Channel 22 will be on Friday. We're going to be over at the other side of this field. The other side of the field, if we can get a shot of it out there, we'll be at the softball fields. We will be seeing Coach QB Vasquez and his Lady Harthon Cougars. They will be playing way over there outside the left center field. I mean, that shot, it's too far out of the shot for us to get it. It's way, way out there. But that's where the softball field is. We'll be there on Friday as the Harthon Lady Cougars take on South Torrance. You will next see these Harthon Cougars of baseball play on Friday the 28th against Centennial. So it'll be about 2 weeks, and we'll have another Harthon game when they'll play Centennial. But get set for some softball, Harthon Lady Cougars softball this Friday when they take on South Torrance. So a successful afternoon for the Harthon Cougars in the playoff chase. They win by a score of 5-1, and that is your final score. I'm Dave Marks speaking for everyone at Channel 22, saying until Friday, so long.